If you rob a bank and then return the money, you're still a bank robber, not a hero, right? That same rule applies to a modern-day robber baron who tried to take away from disabled children and adults the ability to participate in the Special Olympics. Secretary Betsy DeVos eliminated close to $18 million in Special Olympics funding in her slash-and-cut budget proposal, specifically targeting the organization's school programs. Now, this secretary is no stranger to scandal. She blundered her way through her confirmation, called historically black colleges pioneers of school choice, and wants to arm schools to protect against grizzly bears. But this latest act of cruelty showcased her ignorance at a whole new level.
Do you know how many kids are going to be affected by that cut, Madam Secretary?
We had to make some difficult decisions with this budget.
Again, this is a question of how many kids, not about the budget.
I don't know the number of kids.
It's 272,000 kids. That's all. I'll answer it for you. That's okay. No problem. It's 272,000 kids that are affected.
Is an awesome organization.
Clearly not awesome enough to save. That is, until her own boss strutted in to save the day.
I have overridden my people with funding the Special Olympics.
Now, whether he was schooling her with this override, or it was just another instance of Trump throwing a cabinet member under the proverbial school bus, or it was simply covering for his own bad judgment, this did force a DeVos about face when she said in a statement, "I am pleased and grateful the president and I see eye to eye on this issue, and that he's decided to fund our Special Olympics grant. This is funding I have fought for behind the scenes over the last several years." See eye to eye? Fought for behind the scenes? With whom? The grizzly bears? For a cabinet secretary who's pushed to protect the highway bank robbery for-profit colleges have perpetrated on students, who at every turn has tried to privatize public education, this latest attempt to pull the plug on a program could have gone under the radar, but for some high-profile supporters who jumped in to express outrage.
I have no idea why we would make these cuts. And to try to blame it on budget cuts and strict budget environment, Republicans just passed a tax cut that reduced funding into our coffers, and then to say that you don't have the money for Special Olympics or autism funding?
Exactly. The same amount of money, by the way, almost $18 million, that it cost for 5 Trump trips to Mar-a-Lago. Someone's priorities are a tad out of whack, don't you think?